Hey, good afternoon. It is Tuesday, March the 10th. It is 5:11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 12:41 a.m. in Tehran. Please stick with me here because this has been fast moving in the last couple minutes. Intelligence reporting earlier today indicated that Iran had laid a number of mines, as many as several dozen, in the Strait of Hormuz in recent days. Trump then came out and said there are no reports of mines in the strait, but warned that if the Iranians had laid mines, they must remove them immediately. And he did his all caps thing. Then just now, Trump has said that the U.S. has completely destroyed 10 mine-laying vessels that were definitely not laying mines. This is the kind of buffoonery that Trump is trying to do to keep oil prices down and not letting people know the real risk of what is going on in the Strait of Hormuz. Again, this is what happens when you have an administration that's full of bullshit. You can't trust them when they say anything. And so it'll be interesting to see what the market looks like tomorrow for oil, because it's just the latest in, their bullshit of like, hey, it's almost over to drop oil prices and things like that. And you cannot trust them. They're getting caught in lie after lie. A U.S. intelligence assessment completed shortly before the United States and Israel launched a war in Iran had determined that American military intervention was not likely to lead to regime change in the Islamic Republic. According to two people familiar with the finding, the National Intelligence Council's assessment in February concluded that neither limited airstrikes nor a larger prolonged military campaign would be likely to result in a new government taking over in Iran, even if the current leadership was killed, according to the two people who spoke on condition of anonymity. This mirrors reports of the Chairman and Joint Chiefs of Staff earlier a couple weeks back saying that he had reservations about a conflict with Iran before it began. And, we talk about removing the Ayatollah. They have replaced him with his son, who is considered even more hardline. It's just more and more reporting is showing that we never should have done this, and we shouldn't have 7 U.S. military members lost and thousands of people killed inside the region. The Republican Party manipulation of oil markets was taking place even earlier today before the mine-laying stuff. Secretary of Energy Chris Wright claimed that the U.S. Navy had escorted a tanker through the Strait of Hormuz, which dropped oil prices like 17%, because he did it right before the end of the day. Carolyn Leavitt came out and said the U.S. Navy has not escorted a tanker or a vessel at this time, and Wright deleted the post. This is after, again, the oil prices fell yesterday after Trump said the war would be over soon, despite Hegseth today saying we're going to be in the most intensive day of strikes inside of Iran. And something to know about Chris Wright, he's worth about $171 million. Most of that comes from the fossil fuel industry. So it is in his benefit to tell the oil companies that everything is safe and sound, everything is fine, just like Trump is doing with the mines and the Strait of Hormuz stuff. So it's just absolute bullshit. The United States Department of Defense will release the full report of the investigation into the bombing of a school in Mindab on February 28th, in which more than 160 schoolgirls were killed. According to Carolyn Leavitt, reporting from Israel seems to indicate more malfunctions in Israel's early warning system, according to reporters on the ground. There have been more Iranian strikes, per the reporters, more Hezbollah rockets, and more malfunctions in the system of early warnings, with sirens not going off. The reporter said they saw that yesterday in Beit Shemesh as a satellite station was hit. The death toll in Lebanon is now approximately 570 people as Israeli offensive continues. 140 U.S. troops have been wounded in the conflict so far, according to reporting, with 8 still being considered severely wounded. I have seen some of the reports about an eighth U.S. member potentially dying from a medical health emergency, not from conflict. I have not been able to confirm that with any sources. So for right now, I'm still keeping that total at 7, and I will let you know if that increases. And finally, 2 men were involved in a shooting outside the U.S. consulate in Toronto early Tuesday, Canadian police said in a press briefing, coming as the White House faces increasing international backlash amid its now 2-week-long war with Iran.